For Action News, I am Anna Dolosky. We're glad that someone spilled the beans about the famous coffee bean diet. The paper was so hopelessly misleading and false, the authors are finally retracting it. But not before it made the headlines as the miracle drug on the Dr. Oz show. The 2012 study was not just scientifically skewed, it was wrong, made up. The Federal Trade Commission explained it purported to show coffee bean extract causes substantial weight loss without diet and exercise. But the study didn't prove anything. In fact, according to the FTC, the lead investigator repeatedly altered weights and other measurements.
The paper that was just retracted shouldn't have ever been in there in the first place. And the two authors from the University of Scranton, which is an Ivy League school, only that there's ivy growing on some of the buildings. But aside from that, it's not really close. The two researchers essentially paid someone in India to run a study on these green coffee bean extract and obesity. And the researcher in India made the numbers up, sent it back to them, they published it. And it became obvious, before too long that the results were not reproducible. And of course they weren't, because they were phony.
But the lies from the company called Applied Food Sciences didn't stop Dr. Oz from touting the product on his show, calling it a miracle drug and urging millions of viewers to try it.
People buy into a lot of the supplement claims that are made by Dr. Oz and other, let's just say, less than credible sources, and they're all over the internet. It's not hard to find them. And, these miracle drugs, they look good. People make up all kinds of stuff, or they highlight this, that, or the other thing. And then invariably, once they're studied in a real clinical trial, or the data are examined, there's nothing there. It's always false. I don't know of a single case where a supplement's claims have really matched reality.
In addition to paying a $3.5 million fine, perhaps only a fraction of what the company made from the product, the FTC has required Applied Food Sciences to supply at least 2 adequate and well-controlled human clinical trials for any future weight loss claims. Dr. Bloom says this doesn't quite cut it.
There's quite a distance between adequately controlled clinical trials and making stuff up. So I would start with not making stuff up, and then maybe progress on to decent clinical trials at some point later on, assuming you're not in jail. So it's quite a leap from what they did to good clinical trials. I don't know how much money this company made selling this stuff, but I suspect $3.5 million is a drop in the bucket compared to how much they sucked out of consumers who were buying green nothing.
The bigger problem, he says, is the corruption of peer review and how it harms scientific credibility. ACTIA friend and founder of Science 2.0, Hank Campbell, has an op-ed on the topic in the Wall Street Journal. We encourage you to read it, including Dr. Bloom's piece. You can find it on our website, actia.org. And while you're there, don't forget to also sign up for your daily dose of news delivered straight to your inbox. For Action News, I'm Anna Dolosky.